Hey everybody, it's me again, Russ, and we are going to do the brakes on a 2011 Dodge Caravan. Front brakes, front disc brakes, to be perfectly clear. Yeah, that's what we're going to do today. So yeah, man, there's my plastic toolbox, and a quick little reminder to chock your wheels. Because once you jack the car up, it could roll forward on you. Especially since, you know, usually one wheel is limited slip and keeping your car in one spot. So remember to always chock your wheels. And so yeah, the first thing to do is jack up the vehicle. Right about there. It's probably the best place to do it. Pull off this front wheel. Yep, pretty self-explanatory. And you can tell that these are down there. See, that was grinding right there on the inside. Not good. Not good grindy sounds going on. So now next, I'm gonna get a... So this is a 13/16 right here. Socket. It's not metric, but there's a metric one that'll fit too, I'm sure. And that is gonna go... Sorry, I'm a little shaky today. Too much coffee, maybe. Right here. See that? And you might want to use a breaker bar. So I'm using a breaker bar to do this today. Just because these can be pretty tight. And you want to put them on kind of tight too. Because it's your brakes. And you don't want stuff coming loose here. It's kind of important, right? Stopping your vehicle. Important stuff. Not that you won't be able to stop. You'll just have grinding sounds and it'll annoy you until you deal with the problem. That's what we're dealing with here. So, gonna get on with it. And here we go. Which way is it? And don't pull it all the way out yet. Just get it loose. And then untighten this one on the bottom, like that. Again, this is why I use a breaker bar, because these can get tight. There we go. Until they're loosened up. So you want to pull this one out first because everything kind of flops out sometimes. It's still going to usually be pretty tight on your caliper, but you'll be okay. You can do this. Brakes are easy. Next to an oil change, I think brakes are probably the easiest thing you could do as preventive maintenance, at least disc brakes, especially on the front. All right, so having both of the bolts out, we're going to remove the brake caliper, which is right here. And usually you'll have a little hanger up here to put it on. We don't have that, so sometimes they can be tight. You gotta just kind of reef them back and forth, loosen up that caliper, and boom, they come right out. Hold on, look at that. That's pretty bad right there. Look at that scrapage. Yep. All right, so here we go. And it hangs right there. Nice, right? And then you can work on your yeah, see that? That's pretty bad. Take your disc off. All right, so yeah, you might find yourself moving your steering wheel a lot in order to get this off. Sometimes these get rusted and stuck on there. All right, rubber mallet. Might need one of those. All right, so in most cases, you're not gonna have this much trouble, but sometimes this happens. So I'm using liquid wrench. It is a penetrating oil, and it tends to loosen things up where they are rusty. So we're gonna use some of that. Let that sit for a little while. And then after a while, pops right off. So yeah, you kind of pound it with your rubber mallet, this end, this end, this end. You kind of pound it all the way around. And reef on it. It'll come off. Or pry it. I did a little prying too, you can see. A little pry bar there. All right, so I found a place to do my rotors for about 15 bucks, a couple miles from here. And we're gonna take the old Caravan. You've seen this van in some other videos, right? The 2005 Dodge Caravan. I still have it. Yep, I still have it. It's a little worse for wear, right? We just kind of use it to haul junk now. It's been sitting here for a while. But check it out. You want to see why I bought another Dodge Caravan? That's why. Oh, there it goes. Start it up. It still runs. That noise is the power steering. It's got some issues at 430,000 miles. 80 miles to be exact. That's right. The longevity of a Mopar. It's why I got another one. That, and listen, it ain't a mystery. You take care of your cars, you change the oil in them, change the transmission fluid, they last. They do. Usually the reason why cars blow an engine, usually, if it's not an engineering thing, Chevrolet. Chevrolet. Fords suck. Anyway, yeah, you know, no, I'm saying Fords and Chevys, they'll last too. You know, it depends on the vehicle, but yeah, man, take care of your vehicles. And whether you have a Ford or a Chevy, I ain't trying to be all prejudiced against Ford and Chevy drivers, but I'm more of a Mopar guy, especially since my my Chevy. Anyway, you'll see that continued dilemma in other videos. 430,000 miles and still rolling. So I've set the brake caliper here, and we're going to compress the piston so that you could fit your new brake shoes in. By the way, went and got my Wagner brake shoes. Yes, it is raining a little bit here. This is the Seattle area, and I'm doing this outside, so there's that. But yeah, I got a deal, so I didn't have to have the rotors turned. They were pretty low anyway. So what I did was I got these for about the same price, maybe about 10 to 15 bucks more, actually, than having the rotors turned. So, got brand new brake rotors, which is always good. Another thing to keep in mind is you might want to go ahead and take off your cap for your fluid. Brake fluid, because when you push this up, it's going to push all that brake fluid that's in here up in there, and you don't want that thing to pop open or pop a gasket or something like that, right? So then you want to position your brake caliper. See, this slides up and down like that. See that? You want to position your brake caliper so you can fit in the old brake. And we're going to use this to compress the caliper. And I'm using a C-clamp with a button on it, so I don't have to... And the best way I have found of doing this is from the back, just like that. And yeah, fits right in there. And then you just screw it down. Alright, and when you get finished, it should look like that. All compressed in there. Had to use a little bigger C-clamp, but there you go. It's all fit in there. All right, unboxing the Wagner brake pads. Ooh. Actually, I unboxed them earlier. This was just for show, but they should come with this lube. Molly too, but don't try and swallow it. Some of these are gonna keep everything quiet, and yeah, I'm gonna put these in there. And so next we are going to replace these with those. Just by popping these out. Pretty easy. On the back. You should probably use a screwdriver, not. Can you see back there? Yeah, like that. You see that? And then, oh boy, where is it? Yeah, there it is. And then you just push it in. Like that, holds in place. You do that all the way around all four. So yeah, it's kind of hard to do with my left hand, but you can see where it clips right there, like that. And the tab thing always goes on the outside. On the outside. Boom, presto, piece of cake. Here's another thing you may need to do when buying these brakes is brake clean them. So this one came in a sealed plastic bag, which is very cool. Now this is like steel, right? Of course it's steel. But the way they're hardened, it's a soft kind of steel. I actually took a class in metallurgy when I was a machinist, and the softness of the metal means that it corrodes really easy. So this will start rusting as soon as I open this bag. Now sometimes, I guess for these folks the bag was cheaper than coating them with oil, but sometimes they coat them with oil. And it's really important that if your brake rotors are coated with oil that you get some brake cleaner, probably a couple of cans. It's probably going to take a whole can per rotor. I know it's a lot, but you want to make sure that there's no oil on your rotors, because they'll gum up your brake pads. You just bought new brake pads, they're expensive, and you don't want to get them all gummy and oily and nasty with that oil that they coat brand new rotors with. So yeah, we're gonna open this, stick it on the car. All right, so we're going to put on the rotor. All right, that's the next operation. That's why every mechanic should have a pair of scissors in your toolbox, because everything comes in a plastic vault nowadays. It's true. And here we go. So, out of the plastic bag and on there. Pretty freaking easy, right? Now, we're going to put the brake pads in, which is a little more technical. It is. If these videos are helping you at all in any way, the best way to say thanks is to hit that subscribe button, please. Thank you. Look, it comes with instructions. Confusing. Anyway, that's why I'm here, because no one reads instructions anymore. So, yeah, this you usually want facing the inside, right? When in doubt, if there's instructions, use them. You learn something new every day. All right, so per the instructions, it wants the shim on the inside. That means this is going to go against the piston. But first, we're going to cut up our molly, our package of molly, and we're going to go ahead and apply that to the edges here. That's what will keep your brakes quiet. You can keep it quiet if you add some of this stuff. So yes, once again, scissors in your toolbox. It's true. Anyway, everyone's gonna have scissors in their toolbox one of these days. After it's 2018, man. So yeah, it's just adding a little bit onto the end. Squeeze it out like a tube of toothpaste. If your brakes didn't come with this, yeah, you're gonna have to go buy some. That's why maybe watch these videos. Watch the video through before you attempt this. If you're not wearing gloves, try not to get any on your fingers because it's nasty. Nasty stuff that doesn't want to come off. Alright, so here we go. Per instructions, I'm going to put the tab thing on the inside. Slide it down. Well, yeah, that's not right. On the inside. It's a shoe. It goes like that. It's pretty self-explanatory. You just slide it in there. It's easier to get to one side than it is the other. You push up and in like that. See that? Boom. Like that. Hopefully my hands are in the way. And same with this one. See if I can point it this way for you. So I got that side open and lubed already. So I'll try this side first. And then push it in the top. There we go. Got both of them in there. So now all you do is, with a bolt in one hand, slide this over your brake rotor. Alright. Don't worry if it don't all line up and look pretty, because it will line itself up once you start stepping on the brakes. These are self. And then you, yeah, see that? Brake. I'm actually bolting on the thing, getting it threaded. So you just want to get it threaded at first, and then you do the other one. Get it threaded. And here's the rear view from inside the wheel well, where my tires are usually spinning. So yeah, that one is threaded. Now it's unthreaded. Okay, now thread the bottom one, which is down here, right there. Can you see it? And yeah, there's the front. So I'm just kind of like that. So that's like that. And then you tighten it down once you got them. All right, and again, you want these tight. My good old 1316. All right, and now I've turned the wheel a little bit so I can get some extra leverage, and I'm just gonna put some extra torque on these. Don't go crazy, I'll break them off. Freaking Hercules. Get the Incredible Hulk in here and bust off, and that would be really bad. Don't want to do that. So, even just an extra bit of torque is what I'm going to do. All right, man. Look at that. You did it. Put on brake shoes. We're just going to put the wheel back on. So yeah, man, woman, hey, if you've never done this before and you've got this far, I'd love to hear from you, because you're about done. You got your brakes done. Look at that. You did your own brakes. I'm freaking proud of you. I'm so freaking proud of you. I can hardly stand it. That's somewhat true. But no, seriously, I'd love to hear from you. If you could comment below. Have you never done this before? Yeah, man, love to hear from you. And I just finished this side too. So the brakes on the other side are totally different. That's not true. It's not true. They're the same. They're exact same. What you do on that side, you do on this side. So it's easy to pull it all apart, all right? Pull it apart. It's all good. Get her done. Hey, right. I'm gonna put the wheel on now. Sorry, that's my British thing. I'm gonna go Southern British. I'm from Seattle, but what do you do? This is the Pacific Northwest. People are mowing lawns. getting on with things with my lug nuts. All right, this is it. There we go. Put this thing on. Oh, like that. Hey, it's me, Russ. Another reminder, safety tip is now that both sides have been tweaked, you've changed the brakes on both sides. Before, one thing you need to keep double checking is just to make sure, safety wise. Now there's two, like a peace sign, right? Two major things. The bolts on your brake caliper are tight, all right, like I showed you in the video. Very important that is done on both sides of the vehicle, because you don't want your brake caliper coming loose. Like, that could be a horrible, catastrophic stuff. So that, number one, both brake calipers have been tightened down. Check. Okay, check. Number two, lug nuts. Make sure that your lug nuts have been tightened down all the way down, right? Using a breaker bar, something big, and that these are significantly tight on your wheel. Should they be torqued to a certain? No, just tight. Every single bolt is tight, because that's another one, man. You do not want your wheel coming off when you're driving down the freeway. That's just not a good thing to have happen. So, another extra safety tip there for you. Hey, if you like this video, subscribe, will you? Hit the subscribe button, please. That would be sweet. And happy driving. You did your brakes, man. I'm proud of you. It's awesome. Good job. Here we go. Got this side done. Lower it down. Boom. One more thing. Cap on your thing there. So some people will take fluid out. There is no line on here that says how much fuel is supposed to put in it. Fluid. It's brake fluid. This is a big hydraulic apparatus, is what it is, that stops your car. So this has like a little pressure filter thing on it. You just put it back on. I've never taken fluid out of a brake line before. Don't intend to start, but some people do. You suck it out with a little bit of a little eyedropper thing. Again, you saw the van I had with 430,000 miles on it. I've never pulled fluid out of there, so just so you know. All right, so now you need to do this. So we're gonna start it up. You're gonna push on the brake pedal, because we're gonna close the calipers up. Just real slow like that. Just a little bit. It's gonna go down to the floor. That's okay. We're getting your calipers all lined up, so then you can pull out of your driveway and drive around the block a few times. See that? Now it's stiff. You got pedal. That means the brakes pads are against the rotor, and you're good to take it for a little drive. So yes, out here on I-5 now, took the van for a drive. The brakes are functioning the way they ought to be functioning, which is a good thing, because you want to be able to stop. So yeah, just take it for a drive, make sure the brakes work, and you're good to go. Driving around for a while. If it's squeaky in the beginning, that might happen. It says your brakes tend to, it takes a little while. A few miles for them to sync up with your rotors and everything to sound normal. So Congratulations! You changed your brakes, your Blakes, whatever that is. Thanks for watching this video. My name is Russ, and you can fix this. You got this. Piece of cake. Till next time, I'll show you how to fix something else. Maybe. I don't know. Might be helpful later. And subscribe, please. Again, please subscribe to my channel. I need your subscription. Please.